Walaikum Assalam. Okay, we should start our lecture now. That lecture is about the activity number 2 and activity number 3 that have sent in your group. In activity number 2, we have to explain the requirements that we already had created for the project that you explained in the first activity, that is about the Windermere College. We have to tell about what are the requirements or what are the needs in that college for developing the information system. And the second thing is that we have to produce a report which will describe the feasibility of your system. Is your system is feasible to apply or not? And the third thing is that we have to make a plan how we can identify the ways through which we can develop the system. And in activity number 3, after the development of system, now we have to review the system, and after reviewing the system we have to tell what are the benefits of reviewing the system, and then we have to provide the criteria. By setting that criteria we can review the performance of the system and the method that we are using to review our information system. The first thing is that requirements of new information system in order to meet the need of the specific college. The first thing is that how we can gather the requirements. Before gathering the requirements, we must know why are we going to propose a new system. Either our old system is not working properly. What are the drawbacks in our older system? We have to overcome these drawbacks. Like if we are using the manual system, we have to jump towards the automatic system or the computerized system. So we have to list that because of the time consuming system, we are going to launch the new system or we are going to design the new system. The first thing is that we have to understand what is the need behind the new proposed technique or the new proposed information system. After knowing the need, we have to list down the features for each individual component, because we are not maintaining or creating the whole system at once. We have to make the components from one whole system, and then we have to list down the features of each individual component. Like if we are designing an information system for admissions, we have to list down that which are the way of entering information by the students, how are the system is going to save that information, and how we can access that information after storage. So these are the features of your component and admission system. Either the admission system will be online, offline, or you are going to conduct the manual or collecting the manual forms from the students. So we have to list down the features we are going to use inside a different components or inside a individual component. Like in finance system, in payroll system, in fee collection, we have to list down the features or functions that our system is going to provide. Now we have, like we are saying that we are going to change over manual admission system into online and automatic information online system. That can be a need, and as well as we can say that that is feature of our admission system. The admission will be conducted online or collected online. Now how we can gather the information? First thing is that we have to describe the requirements. Illustration. Illustration means we have to collect the environment. We have to understand our needs. As I described that why we are going to invent or produce developing the new system. Either our old system is not fulfilling our requirements, and if the older system is not fulfilling our requirements, what new changing must be done in the new system. So that is your requirements elicitation. The second thing is that requirements documentation. Now we have to list down each and everything in a document form. So the team or the person who are going to develop the project can understand the needs as well as the features of the projects. After that, we have to discuss that document along with our all team members. So we can work on the same page. There will be no confusion among the team. We have to make agreement, or we have to convince all persons on a same page or on same requirements of our project. There are some simple things that we have to use in document. We have to use clear, simple, brief language. We are not using the explanatory language, or the explanation is not required inside the requirement document. Only we are using briefly describing what our system is going to do. Then you have to use the understood terminology. We are not going to use very difficult words inside our document. We have to clearly state each and everything. There will be no confusion in that. Use direct active statements, express only one idea per statement, and express a unique point that is um, uh, not repeated anywhere else in your document. Maintain consistency across the document. There will be a flow inside your document, regularity inside your document. All activities must match with each other. Then first thing is that we have to establish what are the goals or what are the objectives of the system we are going to establish. Then we have to document each and everything. After that, we should be transparent. We are not justifying anything. We have to analyze the need, and we have to conclude the best path for our project. So be transparent with your requirement document. Don't make assumptions. Arrange your project features in order. Which thing we are going to perform first, and which thing we are going in which sequence. Then we have to create the feasibility report. The first thing is that feasibility means either our project is viable to apply or not. So we have to think about the economic factors, either there are the tools available or not. We have the sufficient balance for doing that project or not. We have to check the viability for that factors. Then we have to check the technical factors, either the machines are available to implement that project or not. Legal factors, we have to analyze that either there is any legality issues or not. Then we have to schedule our project. Either we are working on multiple projects and we are unable to do that project at that time. So we have to check that either our feasibility of schedule is available or not. Then we have to create the feasibility report. In feasibility reports, we have to give the multiple solutions inside our document. And then we have to list down and the all solutions, how we are going to implement these all solutions. The purpose of feasibility report is to determine the feasibility of solutions or project paths that we are going to choose. So we can compare these paths for choosing the best from the listed options or the listed paths. Now, the sections in the feasibility report is are there, that is included executive summary, introduction, background and context, evaluation criteria, evaluation of solutions, conclusions, final recommendation. Now we will discuss these points one by one. In the executive summary, we have to describe all the solutions inside our document. One of the first components of the feasibility report is executive summary. And executive summary can help your readers who are going to develop your project to understand what we have to do inside our project. Everything should be brief inside the report. All the paths will be listed. Like if we consider the admission system, we have to list down either we can collect the manual admission system, we can conduct online admission system, or we can conduct the admissions manually as well as online. We can give options to our users, either they are easy to online system or they are easy in the manual system. We have to describe each and every path in our feasibility report, and then we have to describe that either these paths are feasible to apply or not, either they are viable to apply or not. So we have to list down all the solutions to our problem. Now you have to note on the main ideas of your research or important information from your report. We have to describe how we are going to collect the manual admission system, how we are going to conduct online admission system. So we have to give the important information about these solutions and brief explanation of how the project or problem relates to overall mission of your company. Like if we are saying that the new information system will give progress to our college or university, I how our project our online admission system is going to help over mission or over progress. So we have to explain that either our project is going to help out in the project in the goal achievement or not. The goal of writing your executive summary is to keep it brief. We are not adding any extra explanation in that report, and understandable as you can go into more detail in your report. Now after writing the executive summary, we have to introduce, like you have to introduce each and every feature of your individual component. That is also another important component of feasibility report. Now again we have to use the brief language. We are not adding extra details in the introduction only introducing your project. Like if you are introducing your project, we have to list down again the features and as well as the components for you are using. Like in admission system, we can say that we are using a website on which we are using the databases, and we are using a person who can conduct or fill the form for the person who are coming for admission. So we have to introduce our project in the introduction. So that also be journal. You are not specifying anything because we are giving the multiple solutions to a single problem. So that would be journal, that cannot be specific to a single solution. Now after the introduction, we have to describe the background and the context. This section is important to help people who read the report understand important con- contextual information. For example, if you are discussing different approaches for a project, you could include the history and goals of the project in your background and context section. Like you are saying that if we was using the manual information system, or we are using the register work, or we are doing payroll in the paper form or in the document form, what was the benefits of that or what are the drawbacks of that? We have to describe the background, we have to describe the history, and then we have to relate that history towards our goals, because we want to establish new and updated version of our system so we can easily avail or achieve our goal that we have listed inside our document or inside our introduction. Now if you are evaluating different solution to a problem, you could explain where the problem come from and how it affects your company. Like if we can say that why we are going to computerized over system, we can say that in the history or in the past we was doing the paperwork that was very time consuming. We need multiple persons to do that work, that was increasing over manpower, that was increasing with the time completion. So we was unable to produce daily or monthly or weekly review for our system. that was not so much effective system. So we are going to we are now going to use the computerized system for our payroll, for our results, anything inside over in which we on which we are going to work in the information system. Now, evaluation criteria. What criteria on which we are going to decide either our project is viable to do or not? The first thing is that financial cost. Either we have the sufficient amount to implement that system or not. That is over financial cost. Companies typically consider the financial impact of a project before taking action. Either our project after development is giving us profit or not. So we have to evaluate that financially we are able to implement that information system, or that is not feasible to implement that information system. Now, public opinion, because we are giving anything or we are using our system among the public, we have to give the opinion, we have to take the opinion from the public. Either the new system will provide us the positive feedback from the public, or the public will not appreciate your new idea. So we have to consider that either in the public opinion our new project is viable or not. So certain projects or problems may affect your company's public view. So you could evaluate how different approaches would influence your company's public view in your feasibility report. Either the public will accept your new system or not. Now, environmental effects. If your company values environmentally friendly choices, like some persons are not familiar with using of computers, and you are imposing a computerized system to that person's, that is not environmental friendly system. So if your company values environmentally friendly choices, you could consider including the environmental effects of an approach in your report. You have to list down, or you have to mention the risk inside your report. If we are only giving an option of computerized system, that may not be user friendly among all the persons, or among 20% people, or 30% people, or 40% people. Now, resources needed. The resources which we need are available or not. So we have to analyze that either we have the servers inside our system. If we are going to use the website, we have the person that is ready to develop website for our system, our information system. So in resources, we have to mention each and everything. Either we have the human resources as well as the technology to develop our information system or not. So we have to check in all aspects either our project is feasible or not. Now, evaluation of solutions. Now we have to evaluate each and every solution one by one, because we have listed multiple solutions inside our report. Now we have to judge, or we have to determine the percentage of success in each solution and percentage of risk in each solution. So we have to choose best from the listed solution. So we have to evaluate each and every solution. Now, the evaluation section, where you compare potential approaches based on your evaluation criteria. Either our financial is important, our environment is important, public opinion is important. According to that criteria, we have to choose the solution, which solution suits your company more. The evaluation process leads you to make your recommendation on the best approach. According to your criteria, you have to choose which thing is most important for you. Your financial needs are important, your resources are important, your public opinion are important. So according to that, we are going to choose the solution. Now we have to conclude each and everything. We have to repeat all the solutions and their positive points and their negative points. and then we are going to choose, or we are going towards the final recommendation. Now we are summarizing each and everything that we have described in the previous sections. Now we have to repeat main points that we have listed inside our different sections. This section can be brief and include a quick description of the advantages and disadvantages of each report approaches that we have discussed earlier. The purpose of this section is to remind your readers how you evaluated each approach before you make your final recommendation. Now, final recommendation. In last section, we have to choose one solution among the multiple solutions. And then we have to give the reason why we are using that solution to our project. What are their plus points and why that solution is best from all the solutions. So we have give our final recommendation in clear way. We are not giving, we are straightforwarding, discussing that is our final solution or that is our best solution, that is our final recommendation from all the solutions. Now that is template for report. The first thing is that we have to give the title of our feasibility report. Like you have to mention the name of your project on which we are going to work. Then we have to mention the executive summary in which we are describing the problems we are going to solve, as well as we have to discuss the need of the project. In introduction, we are also mentioning the features of all the individual systems. In background and context, we have to describe why these problems arrive and why we are designing the new system and how the new system will help us in achieving our goals. Now, in evaluation criteria, we have to describe that on which approach or which approaches we are going to use for our evaluation or for checking over viability of the project. Either we are financially evaluating our project, either we are going to check over viability by using the public opinion, are the resources needed is the evaluation criteria that we are going to choose. We can choose multiple criteria or we can choose only one criteria among from all of the criterias that are given in the previous slides. Now evaluate the solution. Now we have to give multiple solutions inside our report. Now we have to check the feasibility for each solution that we are listing inside our report. That can be 5 solutions, that can be 10 solutions, that can be 2 solutions, that can be multiple solutions can be listed inside our feasibility report. Then we have to summarize over all discussion and we have to repeat the main points. And in final recommendation, we have to choose the best path we are going to follow or the best solution we are going to follow. That is our activity number 2. In the last, we are going to plan over project on which what components we are going to work. Like if we are designing a project for a college, we have to describe on which components we are going to work: admission system, payroll system, result system, attendance system. Then we have to list down the features of all the systems, and then we have to discuss which tools we are going to use. Like for results, we are using the Microsoft Excel, we are using the database, or we are using any other calculation process in the result calculation. So we have to develop a plan for our project. On following that plan, we can develop our project or our information system. Then we have to arrange all the features. Either we are first we are going to work on the admission system, then we have to work on the payroll system, then we have to work on the result system. We have to order these features. After that we have to assign each and every activity to our team members who are going to do which work. We have to assign the task to the different persons. One person can work on the multiple tasks, but we have to schedule these tasks. We have to determine the deadlines for the individual activities. Like we have to determine either our admission system is taking 2 weeks to develop, 3 weeks to develop, 4 weeks to develop. We have to determine the deadlines for each and every activity. Now, in activity 3, we have to review our system. Reviewing means we have to judge that either our system is working according to our desire or not. We have mentioned in our goal the achievement of or the progress in the result system will be increased up to 20% or 30%. Now we have to review that the system is according to that or not. So that is called reviewing the system. Now we have to review our system. We have to make a performance review, and then we have to describe what are the benefits. I have listed some benefits here. The performance review only giving you the option either your what are your feedbacks from your public, either your system is fulfilling your goals or not, or what are your strengths of the system, what are your weakness of the system. Now we have to check over system in detail. That is called your performance review. We are checking over system either it is functionally properly function properly or not, so we can develop a better system from our current system. We have to list down the future work for our current system or for our developed system. We have to list the future work by viewing the weakness of our system. The benefits of the review can be we can improve the performance, increase members' engagement because every person is knowing what are the weak points of our system. Then they are going to work on that points. Now, identify the opportunities. By knowing our weaknesses, we are going to work on the new opportunities, new options. We are going to work on that options. Identify the training needs. We can judge that either our staff is trained enough to use new system or not. Either we are or we need some persons who can train our staff to use the new system. Helps to define the paths for future work. We have to define the paths on which we are going to work to overcome our weaknesses. That will help in decision making. Either we have to continue along with this system or we have to develop or we have to overcome our weaknesses by developing new features or developing new components inside our developed system. We have to maintain and update our system. We have to make the decisions according to that. And that also help in detecting the errors because we are working trying to overcome our weaknesses so we can detect the errors why the problems are arises in our system. Now, criteria for performance review. We can choose any of the criteria. Now, revealers means that the performance criteria are correlates to performance goals it seeks to measure. Either we are going only going to measure the personality of a person who is working with us, and we are not judging that either that person is doing his or her work or not. We have to match our review according to our goal. Our review must match to our goal. We are not reviewing anything that are not relevant to our goal. Now the effectiveness means which degree of the goal is achieved. Either we are near, we have achieved over 90% of goal, 80% of goal, 70% of goal, how much we already, how much success we already have gained. That is your effectiveness. We have to review the effectiveness over system. Then efficiency, either our system is efficient or not. We have to compare the time. Like in the previous system, for the result calculation, our system is taking 1 hour to complete a result of a single class. But after the development of new system, it takes only 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So we can say that our system is more efficient as compared to the previous system. So we can measure the efficiency of our system according to the time used, money used, and the efforts. Like in the previous system or in the old system, the person who was going to develop the result, he have to work for 2 days, 3 days on the system. But after the automatic or computerized system, he or she only have to do 7 hour work on 7 hours or 6 hours. So that is the effort. So we have to judge that either we our system is using less time, less money, or less effort or not. That is your efficiency of system. We have to review these three things. That sustainability means either your system is going towards the benefits or not. That means benefits are long lasting or not. Or in the start your system was doing work properly, and after some time the profit ratio was going on the downfall side. So there should be sustainability in our progress. Our progress should be on the permanent basis, not on the temporary basis. We have to attain benefits from our system on the long lasting benefits should be taken from the system. Now impact can be positive, can be negative. Either our system is not giving the positive impact, that impact can be negative. Primary or secondary long term effects produced by the development. So primary impact can be we are attaining over admissions, but in the secondary and long terms, we can say that our system is giving us so much benefits, like we are getting so much relaxation in our time, in our development of different tasks, in our budgets, in our financial issues. All issues are resolved by using these systems. Now, standards are evaluation utility. The evaluation is oriented to the information needs for the intended users of the evaluation. Only we have to evaluate the persons that are relevant to the system. We are not only judging the people who are not relevant to our system. So we have to evaluate only the intended users. Feasibility, the evaluation is conducted in the realistic and well considered manner. We are not checking either our system is giving you solution in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. We must be realistic in the evaluation phase. Politeness, the evaluation is considered legally, ethically, and with due regard for the welfare of those involved in the evaluation. Either when we are discussing our weaknesses along with our team, we must be polite to them. We must give regard to them, because we have to work as a team. So we have to use the politeness. Accuracy, the evaluation produce a valid and usable information. We are not using the wrong data, or we are not using wrong goals. So we have to first we have to judge, or we have to deeply understand the system. After that we have to evaluate our system, so we can accurately evaluate our system. Now there are two methods for evaluating the effectiveness of our system. The first thing is that goal focused evaluation, and the second one is system resource evaluation. In goal based evaluation, in this review, the evaluation focuses on whether the planned information system actually achieved goals set out in the initial planning phase, how much goal we have achieved, how much work we have done. We have to analyze that. Conflicts run to priorities, timing, etc. Conflicts can be according to overtiming, either the staff that are going to use the system, sometimes he or she is not available. That is conflict in timing. Conflict in the priorities can came, like we can say that the some work we have to listed in on the top priorities, but there are some conflicts according to your resources or anything else can lead to the objective meet in the short run by sacrificing fundamental system qualities, leading to the long run decline of the effectiveness of the system. Either there are any problem with your system, you can go towards the decline of your effectiveness of the system. So we have to sort out all our issues or conflicts inside our evaluation or inside our system. Now the second method is that system resource review. In system resource review, we have to view that how much we have achieved. Our auditors will check the qualities of the system that already we have achieved. Are the system having the sufficient qualities? If the qualities exist, then information system objectives by interference should be met. If we already have these qualities, either they are according to our objectives or not, or how much goal is met by using these qualities. By measuring the qualities of the system may get a better longer term view of your system's effectiveness. When we are judging the positive points, we can judge that over 70% or 80% work has done. Then we have to mention only the things that. So, according to system resource review, we only have to check that what are the qualities that are already our system is having. And after reviewing all these qualities, we have to mention which new needs of our system. So we have to mention the future work for our system. That is the method for doing the review, doing the performance review of our system. Is there any issue in any activity?
No, miss.
Okay, I will share all these in the group. Is there any other more issue? Okay, now you can leave the class if there is no issue. Allah Hafiz.